What is up, our Will Feel number one fans? Scott Casey Gale here, Will Feel number one. Today, I'm going to give you my recap and review of Mayans M.C. Season 2, Episode 4, entitled Lahun. It was directed by Robert Rodriguez, and it was a fantastic episode. I really loved this episode. Okay, let's begin with the recap, shall we? Captured. As Miguel Galindo continues to find ways to navigate through his relationship between running the Mexican drug cartel, building his legitimate business in the United States, while simultaneously teaming up with a rebel organization initially created to destroy him and double-crossing the Department of Justice, who believe they have him dangling by a string. It's understandable why he would have a lot on his mind. In last week's episode, U.S. Assistant District Attorney Lincoln Potter called upon Miguel to pay a visit to a prominent new politician in Mexico named Palamo, who was stirring up resistance amongst the citizens, which could be remarkably bad for the plans that America has for south of the border, because he can't get his own hands dirty. Potter ordered Miguel to get Palamo involved in some kind of business with the cartel, which in turn would delegitimize her in the eyes of the people and the campaign. It seems Miguel and Adelita have been secretly working with Palamo to make her the public face of the changes they hope to institute in Mexico, but now she's making so much noise that Potter wants her silenced. So Miguel picks up Adelita, and they both travel south into Mexico for a secret rendezvous to meet with Palamo to figure out a way to keep her in power without upsetting the relationship he's forced to continue in the U.S. Department of Justice. Along the road, Adelita questions Miguel about all the different directions he's being pulled and the strain that he has to put on his marriage. Miguel assures her that his relationship with Emily is stronger than ever, but it's clear that is not actually the case. The tension between Miguel and Adelita once again raises the possibility that the baby she's carrying belongs to him rather than Angel Ray's, as revealed a couple weeks ago. Either way, Miguel and Adelita arrive in a small village where meeting with Palamo will take place. Unfortunately, what they don't know is that one of the cars they drove was fitted with a tracking device by the mercenaries, who were hoping to find the rebels involved in the massacre that saw several of their men killed earlier this season. Miguel is forced to play along as he tells the mercenaries that they tracked the rebel leader to the small village, and that they brief shooter they were able to subdue her without injury. Adelita is brought out in handcuffs and handed over to the mercenaries, who will in turn deliver her to Lincoln Potter. Miguel is disgusted with himself because he's not only played into Potter's hand, but now has been forced to betray Adelita as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Then family secrets, the big one, family secrets. Back in the States, Emily is moving towards the completion of her park project after receiving the inside information from her friend Eileen, who works in the mayoral office, and exchange competitors' bids for a pile of cash that helped her pay off some debts. As Emily focuses on a planned expansion of the Galindo Empire in the U.S., she's also tasked with caring for Dita, who is going to her first appointment with a new psychologist. After Dita escaped the last time, Miguel's men have been warned to keep a close eye on her, which forces the Galindo matriarch to try that much harder to set up a meeting with Felipe Reyes. She calls Felipe ahead of the appointment and tells him where to meet her. When he arrives, Dita has arranged for a space on the web where they can talk. After paying off her therapist with the cash and threats to strip away her business if she dares to tell anyone that they aren't doing sessions when she arrives each and every week. Instead, Dita will use Instead, Dita will use his weekly therapy sessions to conduct her own business, this time meeting Felipe to share some news of him. It seems these two were deeply in love when Felipe was working for Dita's husband as part of the cartel. Obviously, the affair had to end at some point when Felipe fled Mexico with his wife to start a new life in the United States. What Felipe didn't know until now is that Dita was pregnant with his child when he fled the country, and that the child grew up to be Miguel Galindo. The shock barely has time to wash over Felipe's face before he's forced to leave, but now he has to reconcile with cheating on his wife and fathering a child who now bears the Galindo name. To make matters worse, Felipe's own son was in love with Miguel's wife, and they are actually brothers. When Emily arrives to pick up her mother-in-law, Dita is out smiles after a great session with her therapist. All seems well until Emily spots Felipe Ray's truck parked just around the corner from the therapist's building. Later that night, while Dita plays with her grandson, Emily does some snooping to find some answers about this mysterious connection. She eventually finds a book in Dita's nightstand that shows her standing next to her husband Jose Galindo with Felipe Ray, while Felipe Ray is to her right with a gun in a holster, proudly protecting both of them. Emily now knows the relationship between Dita and Felipe goes much deeper than anyone could have possibly suspected, and she's going to want some answers. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out. How are Easy and Angel going to react? And Miguel Galindo is supposed to be their brother. We're looking forward to seeing how this turns out. And then Swole Up. As the Mayans ride back towards home after Medina's funeral in Stockton, Bishop and the rest of the club travel through some part of town that apparently now belongs to the Swole Boys MC. The crew can't quite figure out why this club of jacked up gym rats riding crotch rockets are eyeballing them so hard. But it does not take too long for the situation to explode. On the road out of town, the Swole Boys attack and ultimately knock Wits off his bike before a few shots are fired that scare them away. Before leaving, Bishop hears one of the Swole Boys say this was payback. Sadly for them, a Mayan being knocked off his bike is going to require some vengeance of its own. Bishop calls on Les Packer, president of the Sons of Anarchy, San Bernardino chapter, to meet with them since this is the closest to their territory. Packer, played by Robert Patrick, was not too familiar with the Swole Boys outside their reputation as a bunch of juice heads riding bikes, but as far as he was concerned, they weren't an outlaw charter. Now, after starting a beef with the Mayans, the Sons are going to have to keep a closer eye on the territory, which starts with payback for Wits, rolling his bike, which could have easily killed him on the highway. When the Mayans and Sons arrive at the Swole Boys clubhouse, Bishop is actually impressed by the bowels of the head of the charter stand up to them. Knowing that they were outgunned and outnumbered, Bishop also figures out that the payback must have stemmed from a different altercation that happened with Angel and Easy, and when they were traveling towards the Stockton a few days earlier. While Bishop looks for some answers from within his own club, first he has to dole out some payback, which comes from Wits, firing 2 bullets into the leg of a random member of the Swole Boys. Bishop considers this an even trade for what happened earlier, and he implores the leader of the club to take care of his guy, rather than attempting to ratchet up this beef any further. Packer promises to keep a closer eye on the clubs in his backyard as Bishop and the Mayans head back towards Santo Padre after 2 appearances this season. It's tough to imagine the Swole Boys won't be popping up back again at some point in the future. Very interesting, but I'm still looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Business, never personal. Another big reveal in this episode. A lot of reveals in this episode. Picking up from last week's cliffhanger, Easy and Angel arrive in Charming, where they take Happy at gunpoint before strapping him to a chair to seek some answers about their mother's murder. Despite the best efforts, Happy doesn't blink or budge outside of telling them that this can only end in one of two ways. Either he's dead or they're dead. Angel punches Happy and even goes as far as cutting off one of his tattooed smiley faces, inked into his abdomen to signify each of the murders he's committed over the years. The torture only stops when Easy asks Happy if he killed their mother under contract from the cartel. That's when Easy is forced to share some uncomfortable truths about their family with his brother. Easy explains to Angel that he found the lockbox belonging to their father and that his real name was Ignacio Cortina and he previously worked as a police officer in Mexico. Angel erupts at the betrayal that he did not know and that his brother failed to ever tell him. After a brief fight, Easy and Angel know that they cannot let Happy go or this entire situation will blow back on the relationship shared between the Mayans and the Sons of Anarchy. It finally takes Angel making a veiled threat to hurt Happy's dog Oak that the Samco Sergeant at Arms relents and decides to cooperate. He shows the Ways brothers the profile that he had on both Felipe and his wife, including their daily routines where he could find them. It seems Happy was hired through Packer to act as a hired killer for a contract being paid out for the Sons of Anarchy. At this time, Happy was a member of the Nomad Charter, which means he was not local and then no one would know him if he slipped in, killed somebody, and slipped back out again. Happy also reveals that his contract was for two people, Felipe and his wife. When he arrived at the butcher shop, Happy busted in through the back, but Felipe was not there that night because he was out dropping a deposit at the bank. Happy then tells the Ways brothers that when he pulled out his gun, their mother did not flinch or even act surprised. She knew this was coming for her. Happy shot her in the neck, but then got spooked when he heard cars outside, and he was forced to split before carrying out the rest of his job. Because of the brutal nature of the job and proximity to the border, Happy just assumed that this was a contract paid out by the Mexican cartel, although he was never told who actually hired him. When Easy busted through and gave chase that night, Happy assumed he was a secondary shooter hired by the cartel to clean up his mess in his head. Happy was being hunted, so he fled the area, drove back down north, and patched in with the Samco because he no longer felt safe on the road alone as a member of the Nomads. So that explains why Happy was ready to abandon his former charter and join up the club in Charming instead. As far as the contract to kill their mother and father, Happy was only carrying out orders because it was business, never personal. Even Angel has to realize that the lines have been blurred because this is nothing but personal to them, which puts them in a very precarious position. Things only get dicier when the newest Samco member, when the newest Samco prospect arrives to pay Happy a visit. When the prospect finally gets through the door, he finds Happy sitting on the couch with his dog in his lap with Easy and Angel sharing beers with him. Happy tells the prospect that he got one off the road by a timber truck and that the Mayans members spotted him, picked him up, and brought him home. After sending the prospect out to pick up dog shit, Happy and the Ways brothers come to an understanding. Happy is going to reach out to Packer for information on a contract that was paid to kill Felipe Ways and his wife, so that will hopefully point Easy and Angel in the right direction to find out why their mother had to die. Judging by the revelation made by Dita early in this episode, it would stand to reason that Jose Galindo sought out to murder the man who fathered a child by his wife, with vengeance was also so killing the woman Felipe loved. Now it's up to Easy and Angel to find out the truth. And I would give this episode 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, way up. What an amazing episode. There's 6 episodes left this season, so what's going to happen in the 6 remaining episodes? How is this going to affect the Mayans Club? And I'm really glad they did not kill Happy off. I knew they would not kill Happy off because Happy was a fan favorite on Sons of Anarchy. So how is this all going to play out? Will Easy and Angel find out the real truth of who really hired Happy to kill their mother? Will Felipe Reyes find out? And will Easy and Angel find out the truth about that Felipe Reyes had an affair with Dita, and that Miguel Galindo is Felipe Reyes' son? How is this all gonna tie up? And Lincoln Potter was not in this week's episode, but he will be in next week's episode, where he attempts to torture Adelita, or another option will use her unborn child as leverage. So the question is, will Lincoln Potter die in next week's episode? Will he meet Mr. Mayhem? I don't think so. I don't think Lincoln Potter is going to die until the season 2 finale. And if he doesn't die this season, I don't think he will die until season 3 if it gets renewed for season 3. So what's going to happen? Anyway, you stay classy, live long and prosper, and peace out. And comment down below in the comments and tell me what you think is going to happen in the 6 remaining episodes. And if Lincoln Potter does die this season, who's going to be the one to kill him? And will the rest of the Mayans Club find out the truth about Felipe Reyes and Dita having a relationship and Miguel Galindo being his son? Does Miguel know? So many questions to be answered in the 6 remaining episodes. Anyway, you stay classy, live long and prosper, and peace out.